And
Thank you for that information.
Who signed on? Who's in the middle there?
So we have, this is Google, YouTube, the city
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay. All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order at whatever time it is, 1:08. All right, I basically have written down who is here. Let's see who's missing. All right. First thing I want to address is if anyone had any questions on the recap of the meeting from the 8th. Chuck has sent these things out because I assume nobody's going to open an email from me because they won't recognize it. So that's why the agenda and the recaps are coming from Chuck. And basically, I'll just review it. Basically, what we talked about in particular were the kids and the youth events. And we talked about moving the youth event to the Riverwalk Saturday evening and moving the kids event to Carnegie Saturday morning, both of them on July 2nd. We basically decided to table the oral history project. We're going to have to start it this year, but to have it be part of Fiesta's 2023. We talked about the theme. We really need to nail this down today, recuerdos. We talked about donations via sponsorships, that they are allowed, but I'm still waiting to hear back from the city manager on whether or not to pursue that. And on the additional venues for the kids. There are 3 community members who are interested in joining this committee, but they have not shown up to either this meeting or the last one. And I think based on what the governor has said, we're sticking with Plan A, which is to hold fiestas in Plaza Park. And then the last item on that recap were things we need to talk about today. So does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. All right, then let's go to item 4, which is items to be finalized.
There's a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't.
Susie, go ahead.
The question is whether or not Recuerdos has been approved by the city manager and the city council as a theme, because I don't want to move forward if there's any chance that they might have different opinions.
We're waiting for basically 3 decisions by the city. The theme, whether we can add the 2 venues for the youth, and what to do about sponsorships. And frankly, I don't want to move forward with anything. I don't want to plan and then in a month or 6 weeks or 2.5 months have someone squash or quash what we've been up to. So that it's kind of hard to move forward with planning when we have some major pieces of the puzzle that have yet to be finalized.
I think at the last meeting, we had decided that we'd wait till after elections to submit anything.
I guess I have a procedural question, which is, whose job is this anyway? I hear you, Dwight. Because this council could give us a green light on everything, and then in March, there could be a totally different city council. But we can't really wait until March to pull together a fiesta.
At some point, we just need to go.
We just have to proceed as if the rest of everything is going to proceed. But yeah, I hear you. All right, let's hold on to item 4 and let's move on to 5. Susie, do you have anything to report on the posters?
Well, no, because I still don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't really start advertising them without a theme. I can't start advertising for them without a theme. If you're talking about the poster gallery, I was contacted by a woman from Colorado, but she grew up here. Her name is Mary Romo. And she has like 7 posters. We don't have the gallery. So that, for the virtual gallery that we're talking. Everybody know about the virtual gallery?
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit. Okay. Susie, one of the things we talked about, and maybe I misunderstood this, was the idea of putting together a collage of past posters for this poster. Is that dead in the water?
Why would it? Have you heard something?
No, I'm just asking. Susie, you know me. I never have a hidden agenda.
No, I'm holding up the poster that we used for the month that we had the camera show in here to decide who was going to be on the calendar for this Chamber of Commerce, and it just gives you an idea of what I was thinking of, except with borders for the poster thing that you're talking about.
Right. Okay.
For the poster. But the questions involved would be, first, that would go with recuerdos. If the city council is going to approve it, I think it would go well with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it's acceptable. That's just my concern. I can remember last year, I would hear that you guys had decided something, and then either somebody from the council or somebody had said, no, they had a better idea. And so I just respectfully am asking when things are finalized, when decisions are final.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to have a better idea after a decision has been made, which is always an issue with people who don't show up for committee meetings. All right, so that's still in a holding pattern. I don't think Rosita is Rosita, you are here. Okay, perfect. Rosita, can you hear us?
You're muted, Rose. I muted her mic because I could hear her talking.
Yeah.
Rosita, can you hear us? You need to unmute your mic, Rose.
While we're waiting for her to unmute her mic, I have a quick question. On that, why Deputy Chief we made sure he was on this meeting today. So I know we had already touched up on recap of the February 8th meeting, but one of the big things we talked about at the February 8th meeting was the locations, the Carnegie, the Riverwalk, and that's where we wanted to chime in, or he wanted to chime in and get more information on about
so
all of that for public safety reasons, accessibility and stuff like that. But I don't see that on the agenda anymore.
Well,
So I want to make sure Deputy Chief understands what days, times, and everything like that that we're going to have events at Carnegie and at other venues.
Agenda.
It's item 4. Item 4, but I did speak to Mr. Maestos, the city manager, and we're pretty much in agreement that everything will be at the park. The teenage music, we're going to try to add that to an extra event to the calendar, and that'll be on the Riverwalk. The date, we have not determined the date. Mr. Maestas and I still need to get together and work out those little logistics. So the teenage music will be on the Riverwalk. Traditional music will be on the plaza, and the little kids during the day we'll pick a specific day and have that on Carnegie Park. I mean, yes, Carnegie, but it'll only be during the day. So and that's going to be for the little kids.
And I guess my only concern is just going to be the manpower that's going to be required back and forth, and then the distance between each park. I guess it's just going to come down to our staffing numbers, what we have, and if we reach out to other agencies to see what kind of assistance we could get, or even with the times, is it going to be during our busier times within the park, or is it going to be on an off time where there's not going to be very many people gathered at the fiestas?
And DC, the little kids. Mr. Maestas and I will work that out, but we won't be doing like on, let's just say July 2nd, we'll have the music in the park, the Carnegie, and the Riverwalk all on the same day. That will not happen. Maybe you will be included in the meeting with myself and the city manager, so we can strategize those dates to where we can stretch out the manpower as opposed to having it all on one day where it'll be chaotic. So we need to work that out.
You can do the young kids event Saturday morning and it won't impact.
Yeah, like Saturday morning, having the young kids event at the park. I mean, at Carnegie. And it's not going to be like the whole day. It'll just be like pick out a couple of hours to have face painting and just kiddie stuff on at Carnegie. So it's just trying to add something new.
Of course, yeah.
Like being a salmon swimming upstream. All right, Rosita, can you hear us? Can you text her, Chuck?
I did.
All right. We are pretty much in the holding pattern. We can't proceed with sponsorships until we hear from the city manager. Same thing with.
He's on the line.
Okay. Well,
He's ready.
Rosita?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not letting, but I can hear you. What did you need?
We need to know if you met with Lisa and have a report about the Reina's portion of Fiestas.
Is Lisa on now?
No, she's working.
Okay, she hasn't called me, and I've been waiting for her to call me so we can get started on what we have to, but she hasn't called me yet, so I'm just waiting for her to call me. Once she calls me, it's no problem setting up everything as far as.
I think we need to move forward with this stuff with even just.
Are we going to get the scholarship or you don't know yet?
Rosita, I think we just need to move forward with this because what's happening is people aren't showing up to meetings. They have to work. They have other things. So we just need to move forward. If people can't make it, then we just need to go ahead and.
You want me to do it then?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can't wait. We're already going to be March.
Okay. I will then. I'll get started on that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a flyer at both schools and see if anybody's interested. Are we going to stay with the 17 to 24, Nancy?
Yes.
Whatever. I thought we were. I thought 24 was a little.
24 is too
old.
Too old.
Okay, so what do you want then?
Well, here's the thing. Let's put it this way. Do it 17 to 24. If you get no one at that older age group, we'll know going forward, we need to squeeze the, we need to make it a smaller spread in age.
Okay.
Let's do it scientifically.
A flyer, take it to Chuck and run it through you so you guys can see it before I take it to the schools. I already have some girls that are interested, so you need to exactly let them know what is required of them. Because I know Chuck had wanted to change some stuff. So I need to know that so I can let them know what is required. So I will get that done. I'm going to start working on it possibly tomorrow, and hopefully get everything by Friday for him, so we can look up and get started on that, okay?
So basically, Rosita is saying, guys, for you, I know you guys can't hear her, that we need to work out the dates. I mean, the age for the Reina's 17 to 24. She's going to prepare a poster, bring it to us for approval. I'll take it to Mr. Maestas at City Hall and get approval from that. We also need to work out the scholarship.
So Rosita, that will go to both high schools, Luna and Highlands, correct?
Rosita,
Yes.
it'll go to Luna and to Highlands.
Pardon me?
It'll go through Luna and Highlands
As well as the high schools.
and the high schools.
Yes, I'll probably post it at Highlands and at Luna after school. What I will do is I will personally maybe ask them if I can have a little space and sit there and do it during their breaks, and that way I get paperwork instead of them getting it and never getting it to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, is that all we have for Rosita?
Yeah, that's that. Yes, and Rosita, Chuck and I will talk to you.
We'll call you offline,
Is
Rosita.
that all you need from me?
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we thought we would. Oh, of course, we missed she's part of parade too. Advertising and marketing is a function of the city. The sponsorship letter is part of that as well, because we're offering the sponsors some advertising opportunities for their dollars. The Grand Marshal, we need to discuss that. We need to talk about merchandise. In the past, it's been T-shirts and visors and caps. Perhaps that ship has sailed. They didn't do a lot last year.
No, we didn't.
And as I said, the sponsors are kind of on hold. So I don't know who is in charge of city marketing.
I don't believe we have a marketing person yet. April, do we have a marketing person on board yet?
Hello, everybody. No, we do not just yet.
So what's going to happen?
Laura, April, did you? I sent you a while back the letters, the sponsorship letters, to be cleared through yourself and through Mr. Maestas. Did that get done?
No, you sent him last week, I believe, Chuck. And last week I was out for a couple of days, and Leo was also out. But when he comes back in today, maybe we can meet this afternoon.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't remember what day exactly I sent it. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. The Grand Marshal, I suppose that is also a function of the theme.
The marshal comes, well, the last 4 years, I guess, the mayor picks the marshal.
Okay, so that's not a problem.
I'll be meeting with Leo and April on the age of the Reinas, the scholarships, the Carnegie Park, Riverwalk Park, the date and times, the Grand Marshal, and the sponsor letters.
All right, does anybody have any feelings on merchandise? Dwight, what do you think? Dwight? I can't hear him.
Dwight, we can't hear you, brother. You're muted. Judge. Can't hear him.
All right, does anybody have anything else they want to discuss today?
Just the part that I asked about the city council having to, getting to approve the concepts of the the theme? And then are they okay with us doing a poster of posters, or will they want us to have an art poster? I mean, will this all be okay? Because I just don't want to get too far into it and then find out that that somebody who has a voice and somebody whose opinion outranks ours will be changing anything. I also need.
It's just power. We hear you, Susie. We gotcha. Understood. Okay. Can you hear us, Suze?
Yeah, so there's the theme and the poster, and if we want it to be an art poster, what we're going to do for a prize. But if we don't want it to be an art poster, then I can put together a poster that is absolutely adequate. I do a lot of ours for the Arts Council with just the old posters.
Okay. All right. Dwight, can you hear us now? I think Dwight can hear us.
Can you hear us?
He can hear us, but we can't hear him.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, Dwight, do you have any thoughts on merchandise for this year? It didn't do so well last year, and maybe it's because people didn't think it was a real Fiesta. I don't know why, but do we think that ship has sailed, or is that something?
I think it may have run its course already. Maybe we can look at something else, different ideas of how to push, some kind of merchandise. But I think the hats and that, I think it's sort of run its course. But I don't know what else would work that we could do. It'd be nice if we could find some raincoats.
It's always ponchos, but yeah. What about magnets? I have an artist in Albuquerque who could probably do a magnet specifically for our Fiestas.
You know that we could do a magnet of the poster.
Yeah, it depends on what the poster is. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we can talk about that. We have a little bit of time for that. Okay. You want rain ponchos. Besides just having regular ones for sale, I'm not sure how we could imprint them.
Yeah. I get a lot of stuff from different advertising companies. I'll look through them sometime in the next couple of days and see what other ideas would come up.
Okay. All right.
Maybe like a water bottle or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Except people have to go down to the Riverwalk to fill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all right. It's an exercise. Yeah, exercise, exactly. All right, does anyone have anything they want to add to this agenda for a brief conversation?
What about, I know, Chuck, you guys are working on the application for the music, but I know I've had lots of calls here, but and May is coming up pretty darn quick, and I believe those applications are going to be part of the Friday al Fresco.
They're done. I need to get it approved.
Okay.
Yeah,
this so we can start getting the committee together and start getting those that we can start, at least even if we just get part of, the first 4 weeks taken care of for Friday al Fresco, and then we can continue from there.
Right. Okay.
We already have the first few weeks, because the first few weeks were going to be the ones that didn't get to play the last few weeks.
For the Friday al Fresco's. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, I didn't know that. Okay.
All right, if no one has anything else they want to discuss, then let's talk about the next meeting, which could be March 8th, which is not next week, but the week after. We can do the 8th and the 22nd again. Maybe we'll have more information at that point.
Yeah.
Certainly by the 8th, we'll have an idea who the city council is.
When
Right.
the election.
Isn't the election on the 1st? I think so.
So once if if you guys approve the 18th or 22nd, I will send that link out today, like right now, and you guys will have it. So if everybody will have the link, just want to get it out there.
All right, if there's nothing else to discuss, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Okay,
Second?
okay. All right, this meeting is adjourned at 1:33. All right, thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Susie.
Bye, everybody.